Hey, 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 welcome to another Valley Forged. Today we're making leather wallets. I'm super excited. I couldn't sleep when I was making this file just because I don't know. Do you get like that? I'm that way with lasers. I think of something I want to do and I just can't sleep. I can't wait to make it. And no, I'm not using leather to do all of this prototyping because you would be broke real quick. So I use craft foam that you get from Michael's or wherever and make my mistakes, make sure it's the right size, make sure that the cards fit, all that sort of thing. I mean, this is a full working wallet. I could take this out. It would only last a couple of days, but it is usable. And then I know. Now, you don't have to do that because I made the freaking file and it's linked down below. It's already done. It's ready for light burn. It's beautiful. It's everything that I thought I wanted to make. This is the way it looks. I'll put some pictures up. I mean, it turned out beautifully. So if you have any problems with it, let me know. I'm not doing a full step-by-step of how to make it in this video, but I am going to show you the basics. And I am using a 10-watt laser. A 10-watt laser, perfect for doing this. This particular laser, the Creality 10-watt Pro. So it's not the one that's been out for a long time. This is the one that just came out. It has auto air and the fan shuts off when you're not using it. It has some other little features or whatever, but those are the ones that I love. And what I love is how clean it is. And that's why I wanted to use it for leather. You saw in my review of this one how clean everything comes out. This is not sanded. This is absolutely the way that it came out. There's not a pinch of smoke on the back of this. This is the back. There's not a pinch of smoke. So I'm thinking, wow, okay, what laser am I going to use to make my leather wallet? I'm going to use the one that's not making any char marks. And that's exactly how it was. Came out perfectly. So the link for the Creality 10-watt is down below as well if you guys want to check that out. It's been a great leather for it's been a great laser for doing leather. Now I do thin leather. This is 2 to 3 ounce leather. And so anything probably below about 5 ounce or less is going to be wonderful for the 10-watt. And leave very little charring. But you can do this on any laser you have, but leather is expensive. So make sure you get your settings correct. So that's really all you're going to have to do because I set this completely up for light burn. Everything has its own color and its own line. You can shut it off. You can delete or remake anything you want. I think it's a cool little design, but I am looking for feedback since I just made it. But this is probably the easiest one to do. Very rewarding. Doesn't take a lot of thread. I get my leather from Buckle Guy. It's Italian leather. It's expensive, but the whole process is easier for me. My settings, now everybody's going to be asking me settings. What are your settings? You know, it just depends on the leather. If you're using the same leather I'm using, which will still be a little different. On this 10-watt laser, I'm running about 300 millimeters per minute. I don't like to go lower than that if I can possibly do it on any project. 300 millimeters per minute just seems the perfect. Even if I have to make multiple passes on something, I usually stick at 300. This one, 300 millimeters per minute at about 50% power was perfect for this. Again, not a bit of char marks. Now, as soon as it comes off of the laser, I use a leather cleaner. Meguiar's is fine. I got this. This was just sitting around the house from my grandfather, and it works great. It cleans that leather. It does a great job. What else do you need, right? I let that dry, and then I do a leather milk conditioner type thing. It's kind of a waxy thing, and it just protects it. And then, because I've ruined so much leather by having a little bit of dirt on my hands or something like that. So now once that's done, it's clean and protected, then I can get to work. And you're probably impatient like I am. You want to get things done, but at the same time, man, I tell you, ruining a piece of leather by doing something stupid, it's going to happen anyway, but Yeah, just try to save yourself from that feeling. But again, settings are everything. Test, test, test before you cut, before you engrave. 6,000 millimeters per minute is the highest I like to go for my engraving on a machine like this. It usually makes the cleanest lines going below 6,000 millimeters per minute. And so I just ran like 80% power, I think, on the engrave. But again, every laser is going to be different. I'm just giving you a ballpark. Now, I wouldn't say go out and buy all the tools. You have a laser. That is going to save you on some tools, but just buy the tools as you need them. So first thing, like I said, you're going to cut out the leather. You are going to clean and protect it. Then you want to do the edges. Now, I just go ahead and do all of the edges right away. That's just my deal. But you only have to do the edges that are going to be on the inside. Like say this, you're not going to be able to get to this easily once it's sewn together. So what I like to do is I use a fabric marker, like this bad boy fabric marker on the outside. Now, I realize that if you watch a lot of leather videos, it's going to show this edge beveler. For thin leather, I actually don't recommend that. It's just too thin. You're going to end up making some mistakes. It's not necessary at all. But if you are using a little thicker leather, you might want to edge bevel. So I run it over with a fabric marker. I let that dry. Then I put some Tokonol on it. I let that dry. All these things you've probably seen in other leather working videos. It's just kind of the basics. So I'm trying to get you not to spend too much money on stuff. I mean, you can already do this with this, the Creality. It's a reasonably inexpensive laser. You can just save yourself on tools. I tell people all the time, you don't need to buy a rougher, use a freaking butter knife, but we're going to get into that in a second. I am doing a step-by-step video later on this, but I'm just giving you the overall basics right now. As far as thread goes, this is important. Don't try to use thread that you can get it, out of your mom's cupboard or something. This is Ritz Tiger thread. I recommend that you use it. It's so much better. And then, of course, you're going to do a saddle stitch, which I will leave a link for a video on saddle stitching in the description. It's not hard. In fact, this is my favorite part of making leather. I know it's crazy, but the hand stitching is what I love the most. Now, I do have a stitching pony. I will put up a picture of kind of all the stuff that you used or you need or that I used to making this. It isn't a ton, but there is stuff. I use Aqualim 315 as far as the glue goes because it's not toxic, it doesn't smell, and it's pretty easy to work with. And I just rip a foam brush, and this is how I apply it. This is what's underneath one of those little foam brushes. Seems to work pretty well, and I bet you there's plenty of things that you could use instead of this, but this is a burnishing tool, so after I put on the Tokonol, then I'm burnishing the edges, just makes them, nice. It is something that I think is worth doing and worth buying. Again, I'll do a full step-by-step, but I wanted to show you the basics. Now, as far as the thread goes, I will put up a picture. The Ritz Tiger thread, actually, I'll just say it. The Ritz Tiger thread you can get on Amazon. You can get smaller bundles of it. Not that expensive. Now, if you try and buy this, the full spindle or whatever, it's going to be expensive. Now from Buckle Guy, I got the full Ritz Tiger thread bundle for $100 and something, which was nice. But then I love all of those colors, and I love being able to do, a yellow when I want to, or red when I want to. But it's because I knew I was going to make a lot of wallets. If you're only going to make one or two, please just go to Amazon, get the Ritz Tiger thread. It comes in several sizes. Just get the kind of one in the middle. For more of a man's wallet, you can get the thinnest one if you want to do like more of a feminine look. But yeah, I get it. The leather's expensive, the thread's expensive. That's just how it goes working with leather, and that's kind of why I like working with a clean laser. You know, it just takes one of those things away. Now this leather laser does have auto air, so it turns off the air when I'm doing the engraving and the cutting the lines, and then it turns on by itself when it goes around the outside. It's not 100% necessary. When you do your testing, I would test with and without air and see what looks better, because on different lasers, I have had different results. Some with air looks better, some without air looks better as far as cleanliness. And that's really what we're trying to get at here. Now, on this particular laser, the cable management is kind of not the best, but it is fixable. That's really my only complaint with the Creality 10W Pro is it has all of the fun bells and whistles that you need to do anything. And I really, truly enjoy doing it. But the cable management absolutely could be better. I like to give at least something that they can improve on. But the fact that the fan turns off when you're not using it, so nice. And then being able to control the air. But, you know, let me know, if you get the wallet, how it turns out. If you have any trouble at all, it is a new design, so there may be some things that don't work perfectly, but I mean, hey, I've made a few and they've come out great. So just let me know. You can, you don't have to do everything that I put in the file. I left some things that you can turn off. I did them all different colors in the file, so you can just turn them off if you don't need them or don't want them. You can mix and match, make it your own. That's part of the whole fun. Put your initials in there. But I think overall it's a pretty easy design to make. And I think if you've got a 10 watt, 20 watt, 30 watt, you're going to be in such good shape. And I don't know. I think between this and, the other wallet design that, I sell so many of, I think you could probably even make a pretty good business. Anyhow, I just wanted to get this out today because I was excited. So again, I'll be doing a step-by-step video soon, but I hope you at least learned something here. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Love y'all.